I was shocked when I saw this line. UCF is favored in the Swamp by 3 points after losing to Colorado by a shit ton, by the way. So I was surprised by this. Let's look at UCF stats first. 33.7 points per game. That is 28th in the country. Yards per play is 6.5. That is 24th in the country. Yards per rush, obviously, we all know Gus Malzahn loves to run the football. 5.5 yards per carry. That is 19th in the country. And 283.3 yards per game, which is 5th in the country. Yards per pass is 9.2, which is 14th in the country. And yards passing a game is 228th, which is 16th in the country. Let's get to the defense. 32 points per game, 97th in the country. Yards per play, 6.1, which is 99th in the country. Yards per rush, 3.4, which is 28th in the country. And yards per pass, 8.1, which is 96th in the country. And they do not get after the quarterback whatsoever. 2.61% of the time. That is 121st in the country. Now onto the Florida side, 27.3 points per game, 64th in the country. 6 yards per play, which is 40th in the country. 4.7 yards per rush, which is 48th in the country. 7.8 yards per pass, which is 44th in the country. And then on the defensive side of the ball for Florida, 34 points per game, which is 105th in the country. 6.4 yards per play given up. That is 107th in the country. Yards per rush, yards per rush, 4.8 in the country, which is 93rd in the country. Yards per pass, 9.2, 121st in the country. Remember, there's only 134 teams. And then they only get after the quarterback 4.4% of dropbacks, which is 94th in the country. These are two, be honest with you, god-awful defenses. Neither of these defenses are very good, so I expect a lot of points down in the Swamp unless weather prohibits that. We will see. But Tyler, what do you have to say?
Well, remember when we first started this show and we were talking about Billy Napier being fired, and I said, I bet you it would be after the UCF game. Now I said, watch what's going to happen. UCF, after their bye week, they're going to lose Colorado convincingly, but then show up in Gainesville and beat the crap out of Florida. Well, what just happened? They got absolutely humiliated at home in front of the big noon, which is weird because the game wasn't at noon, in front of the big noon crowd by Colorado. And oh, by the way, they come in as a 3-point favorite. Florida's defense is horrible as a whole. They gave almost they gave 300-something rushing yards to Texas A&M. And okay, cool. Texas A&M's a good rushing team. You know who's an even better rushing team? UCF. This, to me, this is going to be a fun game. It's going to be a weird game. This is Gus Malzahn for you. He's up and down. If you ever watch, this team's probably going to finish 8-4. They'll figure a way out to, if they even play Houston, to lose to Houston, but they'll beat Utah. This is Gus Malzahn for you. He literally just did it. He had a come-from-behind win against TCU and then turned it around, had a bye week. You know who you're playing. You're playing Colorado, who just won on a Hail Mary, to be honest, 2 of them in which got lucky with a fumble against Baylor. And then you lose by 30 points, gave up rushing yards too. This is Gus Malzahn. He's the same coach every week. I like Central Florida here. I think this is going to be a shootout. And it's hard for me to see Florida actually limit the rush, but they did have a bye week. So I guess if Sunbelt Billy, I guess we'll call him Billy Napier, if he's able to fix that defensive line, then okay, then they'll have a shot, but I don't think so. I think KJ Jefferson's going to be able to run the football. RJ Harvey's very, very good, very underrated in college football. He's still in college football. I think this is his 6th or 7th year, believe it or not. I like Central Florida here. I think they'll score. I think it'll be a 41-35 upset. Well, not upset, win against Florida, and Billy Napier gets fired Sunday.
I completely agree. If they lose this game, he's going to get fired. Billy, look at me, brother, right here. I'm believing in you. I'm taking Florida in this game. I do think it's going to be high scoring. This is truly a coin flip game to me. I would not be shocked with either result. I would be kind of shocked if this is a lower scoring game because, like I said, I think both these defenses are atrocious. It's going to be interesting. I think the key to this game is honestly how Florida deploys their quarterbacks. Like, are they going to be switching on on and off every other possession? Are they going to do what they did versus Mississippi State, where every third possession DJ Lagway comes in? I just don't think long-term that is a good solution. You got to go with one of these guys for a full game, or if you have a package for DJ Lagway on 3rd and short, 4th and short in the red zone, fine. But you can't be doing that. That works for Mississippi State because Mississippi State's the worst team in the SEC. UCF's better than Mississippi State. So if you do that, they're going to beat you. And you will be gone. Like Tyler said, I completely agree with that. Like if he loses this game, he will be fired right after on. Basically. And I'm going to take Florida. I do think they're going to win. I think they'll figure out some things during the bye week that are able to help them out. And I just don't, I've never believed in KJ Jefferson. I see the talent and everything. I just don't believe in him. That's going all the way back from when Texas played him, and he proved me wrong that night. Maybe he'll prove me wrong again, but I'm going to take Florida to win this game. I think it's like high scoring, basically what you said. I'm going to say 37-34. So we're both going to take the over here really easily. I think we're both doing it by over like 10 points. We're just on opposite sides here, but it's going to be an entertaining game. It might be a shit show, but it'll be entertaining.
I agree. Yeah. Florida, it's kind of interesting because, well, I already know UCF's defense is horrible, but Florida's defense was supposed to be not much better than what it was last year because they actually had a good defense, but somewhat liable. And it's just been absolutely horrific. I just don't get it. 33 points to Texas A&M. Isn't that the most points A&M has scored this year? They gave up 330 yards rushing, as well as they gave up, 40 to Miami, obviously, 30 to Mississippi State. Or I guess they gave up 21, but Mississippi State got, stopped at the goal line. I think it was over 450 yards. Come on. Yeah, for me, I think it's simple. Take the over on this game. If you are betting, just forget about picking a team. Just take the over. And I believe it started at 58.5 when it came out. And Florida was also a favorite when it first came out by a point. So already up to 3. Something fishy's going on, and I don't know what it is. But maybe I shouldn't have taken UCF. But I like Gus Malzahn, as a lot of you like the B-boot read option. Gus Malzahn.
Noah Long says, didn't KJ run y'all out of the building? The whole freaking team ran us out of the building. They had like 300 yards of rushing in that game. So yeah, they killed us. And KJ Jefferson was definitely part of that. I forget there was another guy, and it wasn't Rocket Sanders, but there was another running back that just killed us that night. I forget.
Yeah, isn't it AJ Green from now he plays for Oklahoma State?
It might have been. There was like
0.
I think Malik Hornsby had like a shit ton of rushing yards too in that game.
Too.
There was everyone. It had like over 50. I think they had 5 guys or 4 guys over 50 yards rushing. So yes, their whole damn team got a carry and ran all over Texas that night. Yeah, that was the night you could tell in Sark's eyes was like, yeah, this is going to be a lot longer rebuild than I thought it was going to be. But hey, it's worked out better for us than it has them. So I'm okay with it.